Hey guys, welcome to my second settlement, which is by far the biggest of them all. As you can see, Graygarden is massive. I believe it took me a whole month to build it. As a result, this is also my longest video, because I tried to cut as little as possible this time and walk the length of the settlement to give a proper idea of its pathways and scale. The frame rate is pretty bad at times, as you can imagine, dropping as low as 20 from certain angles. Graygarden is a robot-only settlement. 20 robots, including the original residents, tend to this facility. This is only possible thanks to a mod called Companion Fall Damage Immunity. Previously, all my robots would eventually tragically fall to their death. As you probably know, unlike regular settlers, automatrons are not immortal. They fall off the highway or simply fall off all the rocks on the slope below, and this kills them. I'm so glad I found this mod to fix it, without making them actually unkillable even by the player, which I imagine could be a problem. I didn't change anything about the vanilla greenhouse. Graygarden has 3 Brahmin who like to happily glitch out of their pen and sometimes disappear forever, so that I have to catch a new one, even though they have 2 trows, all 3 gather around the same one. Smart Bethesda AI. This is my main robot workbench. There is another one on the highway that allows me to assign workers up there. Building the fortress-like walls was a major pain in the ass that made me hate the retarded way in which parts snap, or not. My gate guard, Popsicle? The names are completely random. Taser is a very nervous robot who cannot stand still apparently. No idea why some stand like unmoving rocks and others twitch around. Upon arriving after fast travel, none are at their post, ever. Resting for an hour resets them to their designated spots at least. Sadly, I cannot have enough workers to tend to all the crops. In fact, my robots seem bugged and only take care of a single plant. Not 6 like human settlers. Supposedly they tend to 6 as well, but mine don't. I would probably need 500 robots to harvest everything, and I cannot find a mod that lets me plant all crops as ripe decorations. So Graygarden isn't nearly as colorful as it could be. Flashlight likes to bug out and get stuck beneath the floor 2 stories down. But otherwise not twitchy like Taser, despite being an Assaultron as well. I don't get it. This is what my Jezebel looks like. The central legs are too big for a guard post, but as long as they don't move, it's okay. Popcorn is a quiet fella. Cute though. Ah, see my Mr. Handy Casper the third fall up the air to the highway? Amazing Bethesda stuff. His 2 predecessors died doing this shit before I found the fall damage mod. Thank God. Aligning the walls parallel to the settlement boundaries was really tricky. I had to move the whole wall several times, always worried moving such massive parts would make the game explode. I like the legless Ifrit, although she creeps me out a bit, I admit. Yep, definitely a little creepy. And that's Solaris, suspended in the air. She's supposed to work up on the highway in the greenhouse, you see, but, well, you know, they try at least, I guess. Some random clutter junk. There are a lot of empty corners like that in Graygarden that I felt like filling with something. And now she's already teleported away. Oh, into the greenhouse lounge. Okay. I'm using the mod that makes generators and turrets less noisy. So much better. More random clutter. This line of automated guns is operated by a switch, but for whatever reason only the first one fires, despite all of them having power. I don't know what's up with that. Pollock is perhaps my favorite robot. I really like how the mix of Soldier legs, sentry torso, and RoboBrain head and arms turned out. More robots suspended in the air. I really wish Saddleman building was less glitchy. It feels half-baked and very limited at times. Well, most of the time. At least mods help, and in my opinion it's by far the best thing about the game, despite all the flaws. Robots need a lot of fuel. The biggest time-sink aspect of such a huge settlement is gathering all the materials. Believe it or not, I did not use the cheat terminal. Everything was scavenged or bought by selling water in camps. That's why it took me weeks to complete. The biggest issue was getting glass for the greenhouses. I needed a lot of glass, but I was always short on it, always. So I constantly had to take a break from building, gather more materials, like going to a brewery, get glass, return, continue building, rinse and repeat. The only mod I use to speed up the process a bit is unkept settlement surplus that allows water and food to accumulate. This is Nori's pre-war lounge, bought with his Water King money. He's very proud of it. You see, he has moved up in the post-apocalyptic world since his early days living in a small Red Rocket man cave. He has become a successful businessman, and relatively rich. Graygarden isn't just a massive farm, but also serves as a luxury second home. The entire lower part of the Saddleman below the greenhouse, tucked into the side of the hill, is a spacious apartment, complete with a big kitchen, a very fancy bathroom, and his private barber bubblegum. And here she is. Isn't she just adorable?
This unit is ready to serve.
Let's enter said fancy bathroom. What I absolutely love about the Saddleman is the natural rock walls. It looks especially cool in the bathroom here, almost like a spa. The colored lights and bottles further add to the relaxing atmosphere. Let's take a quick shower before moving on, shall we? The fact that it's an open space with balconies, but also look like it's underground is a cool mix in my opinion. I like working with the terrain, not against it. I'm not a huge fan of turning all settlements into same-looking prison-like compounds. Graygarden will perhaps remain my only high-walled fortress. It makes sense here, but in general I'm not a fan of the boxed-in look that I see a lot. The steep slope here helps make the settlement feel fairly open, however, so it doesn't look claustrophobic to me or anything. I put up guns to be used in case of an attack. Of course, there's nobody here to actually use them, so they're really just decoration. This is one of two major crafting areas. Nori doesn't just soak in a tub and sip whiskey, you see. He likes to make outfits for settlers as well. He's a very gregarious man. Loves checking up on his people and having a chat. When he does need some peace and quiet, Graygarden is where he takes a break. This is the second workbench area and ammunition storage, which also features a power armor in dire need of repair. I like the look of the crates tucked into the dirt walls. Since there are no properly closed spaces anywhere in the settlement, I figured a rat shelter would be a pretty good idea. I put in some windows so it wouldn't be claustrophobic. It also lets my salt survivors see when the storm has actually passed. The window facing outside is several feet above ground, so nobody can actually, I don't know, pound against it or something. The back door only opens when the entrance is opened. To be honest, I just couldn't be bothered to wire them so that they are independent from each other. Just a bunch of robot parts in the back from a mod. No actual escape route or anything. Disappointing, I know. Let's rest and continue in the morning. I actually forgot to put anything into the small room here, so just imagine another weapon rag or something. This is a locked door for entrance from the Southern Railroad Bridge. It's powered by a concealed generator. So let's take the elevator up to the highway bar. Nobody up here, but I like to imagine that travelers come here to shop and party and then stay a night or two at the Boxcar Guest House. The pricier ones have a private TV, but there isn't any privacy actually because there are no doors.
We're drunk. There was that old asylum Parsons, right? And it was creepy, and everyone knew to stay away from it. Well, I guess. I mean, this is the and I thought it was raiders attacked the place. I don't know why. But okay. But the weird part. So now Parsons is it's abandoned. Like totally.
I managed to cram another robot workbench in here without clipping.
Anyway, weird, right? News. Yep, that's the news. Back to the back to the music.
A small sitting area. The sliding doors can be closed at night so it doesn't get too cold. For those who party too hard, there's a small clinic here. Sadly, no doctor around. When I first built it, I thought I could assign robots to all the shops, but the highway isn't properly nav meshed and settlers get stuck on the floor. and when they are not stuck, they tend to just wander off. So I gave up on that dream of robot bartenders. I mean, you could assign them, but they don't even have shop owner text, which is so stupid and frustrating because there are robot shop owners in the vanilla game. This still makes me angry. Why, Bethesda? Why? So much wasted potential. I love the bar with a view, and the colored bottles are just a perfect decoration for it.
I couldn't ask for more. It's a rather pleasant evening, wouldn't you say?
This hipster place even has its own bathroom. You just have to pray somebody doesn't open the sliding doors while you're in the shower. That could get awkward. Or maybe you're into that, I don't know. I roleplay that Graygarden makes a shitload of money, not only by growing food, but also providing entertainment and shopping. Okay, and by making chems and selling them to the customers at the bar. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's first have a look at the rest of the settlement at night. The sheer size combined with all the lights completely tanks my frame rate when I look at the settlement from an elevated position. I get 20 frames, it's really bad. Not even Sunshine Tidings, which is also quite big, has lag issues like this. Let's take the second elevator up to the top of the highway. This is Graygarden, another greenhouse area where 3 robots actually do grow a few crops. Most are, of course, still untended. Graygarden is a restricted area because it's also a secret chem lab. I wanted to fill the bathtubs to the brim, but it was too much work. Oh hey Solaris, enjoying the view? Oh, and Casper is here too. Hey buddy. And the bag is another protector on guard, even though there are no attacks happening on the highway. Wait a minute, what are you guys cooking up? Are you conspiring to prank Knucklehead again? You know he's not the smartest. Don't be mean. Buttercup is taking a break, I think. Hope. This is Nori's drug kingpin office. We'll just pretend the computer works. Donut is good guard, quiet, reliable, like all protectrons. Well, as long as there isn't an attack where he actually has to fight, of course.
The entire Commonwealth to explore. Where should we go next?
I built a small break area for my imagined seasonal workers. There's also a mole rat cage that would prevent vermin infestation. Not the worst view for lunch break.
You lead the way, I'll follow suit.
I'm wrapping up this presentation by flying over the entire settlement once more.
Everything seems to be proceeding according to plan, sir.
Some clipping was unfortunately unavoidable on the highway, but I kept it to a minimum. There's actually another sentry guard here named Knucklehead. You probably have to pause the video to spot him. Here you can see the rat shelter window. Let's just pretend it's bulletproof glass. I put up a lot of turrets facing the top of the slope because I read that's where most raiders spawn. But most of the time Graygarden draws aggro from the raider camp next to the road at the other side. Graygarden has 20 robot workers, 54 food, 48 water, 91 power, 316 defense, 10 bats, and 50 happiness. Apologies for another 1080p video. The next one will finally be 2K. Once again, thank you so much for watching and sticking around to the very end. I know it was a long video, but I hope you enjoyed this tour. Next up will be Coastal Cottage, my immersive safe house featuring synth settlers.